I'm Christian Arriero.
I'm Douglas Glad.
This is Week to Wicked, presented by Performance Online. And in this episode, we're going to be building a 69 Camaro.
It's going to have a supercharged LS 427 that makes 900 horsepower. Also a stick shift and little tiny tires.
Yeah, so backing it up is going to be a T56. A lot of cool stuff on this car, so we're going to get this day going. POL guys are behind us, getting the car situated, and we're about to get started.
Let's build it.
Let's go. All right, so first thing we're gonna be doing this morning, we're gonna be doing suspension, front and rear, and brakes. Oh, you wanna race me, huh, Doug?
Nope.
Oh, there we go. That's kind of nice. Okay, got one in.
What we're doing right now is getting started on our rear four-link setup. These are your factory leaf spring mounts. So your four-link bar is gonna go in there. You get a series of spacers that will go in between and hold it into place. Do this first, otherwise you won't be able to get a nut on the backside of the bolt or anything once it's already in the car. So that's basically where you want to start with it.
In the front, they're using POL upper and lower tubular control arms. In the rear, of course, Camaros are leaf spring cars generally. So they took the leaf springs out and they put in the blacked out four-link kit. And the rear end is a 9-inch instead of, you know, the factory 10-bolt that you would find.
I didn't put the rubber on right now, Doug. I just put this nut so I can hold it in place. That way when I put some pressure on it, it'll lift up.
Copy.
I'll get you a pull jack, Doug. See that? Bearings are good. If they were bad, I'd be spinning the crap out of it still.
Workman's comp. This is our upper four-link mount. This little slot right here, it's important that you do this while it's outside of the vehicle, otherwise you're gonna have more of a funner time, you know, trying to fish your little jam nut, you know, into this slot. Okay, and this guy mounts right up over here.
We're getting all the front suspension stuff on right now, and PO guys are in the back knocking it out. I think we'll get this thing pretty soon. Look at that. Boom, take our pin out, castle nut, just like that. I'm not heavy enough, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's the only time you can do this.
Your mom would be so proud right now.
Yes, Mom, look what I'm doing.
What do I do for a living, Mom?
One at work.
Yeah, now we've got our four-link brackets and everything ready. We're gonna go ahead and roll our 9-inch Ford Curry rear end in and then start hooking it up, and then we can put our coilovers on and get real close to being done with the back half here.
All right, here's our steering arm. Goes in the back of the spindle, and it's a rear steer, so this is gonna be pointing towards the back instead of the front. I'm gonna go ahead and put our bolts through there. That's where it's gonna stay in place. I'll get my nuts and washers, tighten that up, be good.
All right, now connecting the lower portion of our four-link arm.
Here's our bracket that attaches to the spindle, and our brake will attach here. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is our bracket for brakes, bare brakes. And just like that, you put your nuts on there, tighten it up, then we can get our hub on. Once we get our hub on, we can get our caliper and our rotor on here.
She needs some encouragement. Yep. All right, so that's done. Now we just have to tighten everything up. We'll go ahead and throw our sway bar on there. This should be our panhard bar. It's gonna keep our rear end squared and lined up so we're not kicked over to one side and rubbing tire on wheel well. Yep.
So we're gonna be installing our POL gearbox. This is a 14-to-1 quick ratio gearbox. You know, it gives you a quicker turning for when you're on the track.
This is the backing plate, you know, that also holds our e-brake on there. You know, it just slides up and around the rear axle. You push your little T-bars through. Putting the hardware on it.
Just like that. Okay.
I don't have the castle nut.
So I got one right here.
It's up to you.
All right.
And these come in from the back.
Yep.
The life of a tie rod end. Not an easy life.
No. Getting our tie rod ends same length. That way we have a good start off when we need to adjust our toe. All right, my friends.
I was say you can't be serenading me in front of everybody like that.
All right, Roger, right?
Yeah.
It's scratched, it's tight.
All right, in front of me is the Holley Sniper EFI conversion tank. This area is recessed, so you can actually put your fuel pump and your sender in the original place of the tank. So you won't have any interference with the bottom of the floor, and you don't have to cut an access door for anything. You can go ahead and do everything outside of the car. Hey,
This is an LS Supercharger kit from ProCharger. With this combination on race gas, it made 906 horsepower. And I think with a pump gas tune, it made somewhere around 700. But the big deal is a whole bunch of torque down low, and it keeps making torque on and on. So even near red line, you're still making really good torque. So in a car like this with a stick shift and 3,200 pounds, it's going to be plenty of power. All right.
Right now we'll be throwing on our Hydro Boost master setup. Slide that guy through there. It's got really good stopping power. It's got a, on your proportioning valve here on the back, it's got a feature that's got an adjustable prop valve. So you can dial in your rear brakes a little bit more, you know, if you want them to, obviously you want your front brakes to stop first, you know, but you can dial it in to where you're able to do burnouts a little bit easier, and you're not smoking your brakes in the process.
This has 8 100-pound injectors on it, but that should be enough to feed, I don't know, what'd you say, 1,200 horsepower? So quite a bit. Stuff's come a long way. Old school throttle bodies used to have 4 injectors here, or even 2 injectors here. And of course, before that was a carburetor, which had big bowls of fuel on it, and then the Venturi effect would draw the fuel in as you open the throttle blades. So this is actually one of the more efficient ways to do this, is to have a kind of an air door and then injectors right on the ports.
I'm trying to figure out problems before they happen. See if I can.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
What did we do today?
Well, today we put on suspension, front and rear, and along with the brakes. Me and you tackled the front, which is pretty easy with the POL stuff, and POL guys knocked out the back pretty quick. I think we got pretty far along.
So I like the contrast. We got the yellow, and then we've got all the blacked out components, and that was kind of the idea, right? This is the blacked out kit: suspension, brakes, and front and rear, and then I think they blacked out the rear end too. So.
Yeah, I think it looks great. So I think we go home and get started tomorrow.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.